What's happening, everybody? Welcome back, and hello. I think the cable's across the camera, so I'm going to run down here and do the usual, move that over, start again. Put that in the bloopers. What's happening, folks, and welcome back to the channel. As I promised, I am doing a video on the very newest edition. We'll go backwards on it because it's the closest one in the garage, but my newest edition, my Series 2 RS Turbo. Bought from a good mate, guys, about a fortnight ago there, for a really good price. I'm not going to state it because we don't need to talk money on it all. He pulled a fly one. I went up to pay for my windows that I get from him, and he's like, "Oh, look what I've got in here," and next thing you know, it's in my blinking unit. So he's a good salesman, that one. He literally just needs to buy a Ford, show me it, and I'll end up buying it. It is a standard, I'd say standard, it's not been overly modified. We've got a set of Kone adjustable shocks onto it, back and front. We've got Willwood front calipers, a bigger brake upgrade in the front. I think they're ST170 discs, grilled and grooved. Escort Cosworth back discs and calipers on the back. Under the bonnet we are running the 1.6 ZVH. Now obviously folk that don't know what that is basically a 1.6 head with a Z-Tech bottom end on it. It's just a stronger engine. It is running EFI, so it's not a manual, it's not an MFI, it is EFI. So it's running a wee bit lumpy at the moment. It has got a standalone EC unit that I haven't seen before. I'll show you under the bonnet. I might need to change that because I don't think there's anyone local around here that will actually deal with that ECU to let me tune it. I might be wrong, but it'd be, I think it's, maybe I'll just change it anyway just to put a newer one into it. And as far as I know, it's running a set of cams on it, and bigger injectors. I know it's got a T3 turbo on it as well. So it has been messed about with. I don't have receipts for anything, but I can only go on its word. But in what I can see, it has got a massive intercooler in the front. Another problem with that one is I can't get spotlights fitted to the front, and I really want a set of spotlights. The big other problem with that one is because it's such a big intercooler, when the bonnet closes, it hits the bonnet catch. So the bonnet doesn't shut properly, and when it does, you can't get your hand in to get the lever. So I don't want to go down the bonnet pins road because that's just not my style. So I think I'm going to have to try and make a bracket that'll push the intercooler back along with the radiator and then down a bit. That will just give us that space to get my hand in to open the bonnet. I'm too frightened that the bonnet catch on these, they're bad for going anyway, is sitting loose, because if we're driving it looks as if it's closed and then it decides to come up, it will go right through the windscreen and it will damage all the A-pillars, and that is a common thing on these cars as it is. It happened to me years ago when I had an Escort van, and I really don't want it to happen to this one because it has been restored. I think it was restored back in 2015 to 17 kind of idea, but it is starting to show signs of a wee bit of wear underneath, so I'm going to do a wee freshen up. It doesn't need a lot. I'll show you a couple of videos underneath if I can get underneath, and you'll see it's just a nice, clean, tidy and usable RS Turbo, because I don't like to just sit the cars in and not use them. I like to actually get out and drive them, and these things just sound cool and look cool. So I'm looking forward to getting out and about in this one once it's got up and running. But we'll show you a couple of videos interior wise, under the bonnet and in the boot, and just show you how clean this car actually is and what the plans were and wee bits and bobs that I might need to tidy up that I've maybe missed, that I've not seen when I bought it, because I just basically said I'll take it because I saw the back end white and go for there. So Mum will show you around about it. And start under the boot, where really tidy. I've got no real marks in it. What I have noticed is I think someone's using the wrong screws in the spoiler here, so I've got a wee bit of rust coming through from in the spoiler. I don't think it's the boot lid. I think it is genuinely they've used the wrong screws. I've seen it quite a few times because there's no blistering of the paint. It's really fresh, and that side's just doing the same, no more. This side, the center section seems to be spot on. We've got fuzz spots here, whether or not he's just made the plates or doesn't work, I don't know. Under the boot, we have original jack. It's very dark in here, but look, it's really solid. That wee bit of rust I can sort out, but there's not been any impact damage or back end damage in this car. I think it's safe to say that that's probably original back end on it. There's no other issues onto that one. Underside has been restored and painted. This is what I'm talking about with getting restored and just the dirty little paint marks. I'm going to clean it all down, and I think I'm going to raptor them all up just to bring it up a wee bit and get rid of the kind of rough wee, very, very little rust marks, surface rust, isn't it? We're running obviously a bigger exhaust in it. That sounds awesome. We'll start up in a second. But yeah, inside wise, still pretty good. Open up. You know, we've got a wee bit of sagging in the bolster, but nothing that, you know, to worry about, especially in these cars. Usually they're all completely burst and frayed through. I've got a friend who would restore it anyway. Random seat cover. But yeah, I mean, no bombers on the seats either. Yeah, bear in mind the RS Turbos were big for folks smoking in them and putting bombers into the seats, but not a single bomber mark in any of the seats, which is unheard of. And they're running the Recaro badges. Excuse that mess. And it came with this cash, so bonus. It's original. I don't think it's the original stereo. I'm sure these ones didn't come with that stereo. I've got the tape decks holders. They don't work. Well, they do, but no tapes. There's a switch here for the fans, which is good because it needs them. I'll see if it'll actually start up. I did have it started 2 seconds ago. Let's see if it'll go. It's very lumpy. Oh, and she's ticking over. So you see what I mean? She just... It will literally idle like that for ages. It won't change, it doesn't matter. So if anyone can give me advice on why it's doing this, if it's timing or fueling, then I would appreciate it, but it's really bad at starting from cold. We'll pull it back a bit because I've got it sitting right up against the Mark 1. I've stuck the Cosy alloys on it just now. It was running, switch that off. I'm running the Wilwood brakes. Now I'm sure they're the Dynalites because I've got a set out in the garage as well for putting on the wee RS 1800. And I'm sure they're ST170 discs, they're not floating. Front end's really clean. The only issue I've got, which I didn't notice when I was buying it, was this. It's damaged in the front end. It looks as if it's been from a trailer or something. So luckily enough, I know a guy that's got, you know, Gordon Marshall, who does the bodyworks. He'll fix that for us. This is the pain in the arse. This is the nuisance. Now I know the lever's right there. Now my hands are big and muckle, but trying to get that lever is like a Friday night with your girlfriend. You know it's there, but you just can't get it to work.
A few moments later.
As I was saying, that took me 10 minutes to take that off of there, because what happens is, it hits here. That's what we've got. That lever here comes down and twats there. So when it releases from the mechanism here, it's catching here because it's not getting that full lever. We're sitting here trying to tickle to get it to open. As you can see, it has got the bigger intercooler in it, which is causing me the problems. I do think it needs to go back and then down so we can get into this slot here to actually get the bonnet open. There's no point in altering this because it just stopped the flow of the intercooler. So I'm going to have to try and figure out something that's neater. The brackets are pretty straightforward. They're in here. I think I could maybe move them to the back, and that would allow the intercooler to go back a bit along with the radiator. You can see, I can't see at the moment if I turn around, get the light in. You see it's bolted right through the radiator, and I've never seen that before, but I'm pretty sure that that's rough. But I may be wrong. But I'm going to try and see if I can get that very little space I've got left and try and get that radiator back, just that wee touch, along with the intercooler, just to take it back and drop it down. I have got to watch that alternator. You can just see there where it's, obviously it might hit. If I turn it around, you can see down in here, that pipe. If I can get to focus, right there. If I pull it back any further, I'm going to have to watch that doesn't hit. It's all fun and games. I might actually speak to Airtech and see if they do a better intercooler. and see if they can send me one. But as you can see, it's really clean under this bonnet. I mean, it's just a really good car. The problem is it's just running so lumpy. It's hunting on the idle. We're not overheating. The fans are kicking on nicely. But what I have seen is there's this ECU at the back here. If you can see into here, the Stinger EMS. Now, I've never heard of them. I've got to be honest. I'm not saying it's a bad make, but I can't see anyone going to be here that would deal with that. Because bear in mind, I'm just south of Glasgow. The engine's been out and it's been painted nicely, so I don't need to worry about any rot. There's nothing under the battery tray, and there's nothing at the back of the bulkhead. I mean, it's literally, you can see just how tidy a car it is. This clip here is broken. I need to fix that because every time I take the bonnet off, it falls out, and I've had to put a wee cable tie at the back of it to stop it from falling off. I'm going to tidy up the headlights a bit. They should be, usually they're chrome, but I'm going to paint them black because it goes with the rest of the car, just to tidy them up a wee bit, because the lenses are really good in them. It's just obviously the frames are just kind of grotty. It's the only thing that really lets it down. I'm going to probably put a dump valve back on it because Escort. But yeah, one thing I've got as well, I've got a cover for this, just to make sure, like my last Escort, these terminals are really bad for hitting the bonnet. And what happens is the earth, and then the worst point it comes into is it actually melts the brake line on this side. It happened in Minty when I first got it. I didn't realise the batteries were taller. So I've got a plastic cover, I think it's in this cupboard here somewhere. With my cupboard of non-zip. There we go. Excuse the mess, look. Proof evidence. So I've got that, I'll go on it. It just sits and makes sure that the battery doesn't get touched. I'll deal with that when I've got two hands and not the one. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty clean car. Otherwise, I'm really happy with it, especially being white. I mean, I can get this sorted at the bottom, but I really want the spotlights in there. But with this, where this is sitting, there's no chance of me getting the spotlights in because of this intercooler. And I'm not cutting bumpers here to do it. I'm literally I want to keep it as fresh as I can. So yeah, that's where we're at with this one. All in all, it's a pretty clean car. I'm really, really happy with this one. This is one of the better ones I've bought, if I'm honest. Usually I buy something because I love it and it's got mega issues, but this has had the work done, and I'm happy. And I'm pretty sure that this is a Mondeo master cylinder that's in here as well, because the brakes are absolutely spot on, even though they've got the wellwood. So, because usually these are dead soggy, but I'll show you, see if I can get it to start, and you can hear it running lumpy in here. I don't know if that's coming through the mic or... Hey! The lightsaber's going, but you can see, you can listen to that hunting. It just doesn't want to run as nicely as it should. Even if you give it a wee rev, it wants to hunt. You can just hear that wee miss. So I need to figure out what's causing that, and then it'll be perfect, because it does start, as you can see, it does start and run. What I do find is this manifold really gets warm. I can't remember if these get warm or not. I don't think it should, because it's taking the cold air off the turbo. But God knows. Things like that I need to suss out. But other than that, this is the new project. Thanks a lot for sticking with me through this video, just to introduce the new Escort to the collection. It won't be going anywhere anytime soon. I'm hoping to get my centre cap off my mate Sean, who's got that side because he needed to get some 3D ones printed. So I'm seeing him at a show tomorrow. We'll get that done and dusted, and then we'll try and see if we can suss out what we can do with that intercooler and the running issues. Other than that, I can't say it's too bad a car. We'll get into Gordon Marshall's, get the bumper painted once we've got the actual running issues out. Might take the bumper off anyway. We'll see if I need to take it off to move that intercooler back. If I do, then I'll just drop it off him, get him to fix it, and then we'll fire it back on, and then that's it, done and dusted, ready to do some shows if we've ever got any left. Thanks a lot. I will see you in the next one, and until then, as always, you know the score. Take it easy. Catch you soon.